to Bangladesh. Susan Weiss calls on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Professor Yunus urges UN to establish effective system against disinformation. August 5 to be observed as July Mass Uprising Day, while 16th of August as July Martyrs Day, circular issued. ICT sentences deposed former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to 6 months in prison for contempt of court. July Charter can be formed by middle of this month if all remain sincere, says the National Consensus Commission Vice Chairman Dr. Ali Riaz. No party has objection to reintroduce caretaker government. Election Commission has corrected national identity card of 9,07,662 citizens during 1st of January to 30th June period, says EC Secretary. More than 100 Palestinians were killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza. Trump says Israel have agreed to ceasefire, urges Hamas to accept ceasefire. And Bangladesh qualifies for the AFC Women Asia Cup next year, beating host Myanmar 2-1 in Yangon. Assalamu alaikum viewers, I am Tanzila Manar Sultana welcoming you all to news at 10. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to news in details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has urged the United Nations to develop an effective mechanism to fight disinformation and support media maintaining ethical standards. The Chief Advisor made the call when Susan Weiss, Head of Office and UNESCO representative to Bangladesh, and Mehdi Benchale, Senior Project Officer, Freedom of Expression and Safety of Journalist Section, UNESCO, called on him at the State Guest House Jamuna today. The UNESCO officials met the Chief Advisor ahead of the launching of a report titled An Assessment of Bangladesh's Media Landscape, focusing on free, independent and pluralistic media, jointly prepared by UNDP and UNESCO. The Chief Advisor said, "Our main problem is disinformation, fake news. Some of this disinformation is spread by people living outside. Some local people are involved. It's a continuous bombardment," he said, mentioning that regular media are also a source of much disinformation alongside digital platforms. The Chief Advisor sought a UN role in the fight against it and said, "You just don't talk with the government, you also talk with media." The Chief Advisor stated that independent regulation is necessary, adding that if a media outlet continues to spread disinformation, the outlet should be reminded that it is not trustworthy. UNESCO representative Susan Weiss said that the report that it was launching Thursday would highlight the issue of self-regulation, among other things. The government has declared August 5 a nationwide public holiday in honor of those who sacrificed their lives during the July uprising in 2024. August 5 will be a public holiday. The day will be marked as July Mass Uprising Day, said a Gazette notification of the Cabinet Division issued on Wednesday. From now on, August 5 will be marked every year across the country. Besides, the government has declared July 16 as July Martyrs Day. Cabinet Division in a Gazette notification asked all concerned ministries, departments and organizations to observe the day as July Martyrs Day. The International Crimes Tribunal has sentenced former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to 6 months in jail in a contempt of court case filed last year. This marks the first time since the ousting of the Sheikh Hasina government on August 5 last year that a Bangladeshi court has sentenced her. The 3-member tribunal, headed by ICT Chairman Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtuja Mujumdar, passed the order today. In the same case, then Chhatro League leader of Gaibandha district Shakil Akondo Bulbul was sentenced to 2 months in jail. Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam briefed journalists about the verdict, although there is no precedent for appointing legal counsel for absconding accused in such cases. A state-appointed lawyer was engaged for Sheikh Hasina at government expense to ensure justice. According to the case statement, Sheikh Hasina had a telephone conversation with Chhatri League leader Shakil on October 25 last year. In the audio clip, Sheikh Hasina was heard saying, "Got license of killing 227 people, which the court deemed a direct threat to the judicial system." Later, the prosecution filed a case with the ICT as they failed to submit their explanations. The tribunal asked them to appear on May 25. But as they refrained from appearing on that day too, it ordered to publish a notice on two national dailies asking Sheikh Hasina and Shakila Bulbul to appear before it on June 3. The notices were published on May 26 in Daily Jugantor and Daily New Age. Application brought against them by the prosecution of the tribunal. Vice Chairman of the National Consensus Commission (NCC), Professor Ali Riaz, has expressed hope that the July Charter can be formed by mid-July. The Commission will be able to reach a decision by the third week of this month with the cooperation of political parties, he added. Dr. Ali Riaz expressed the hope at a press briefing at the end of 8th-day meeting of second phase between political parties and the National Consensus Commission. Formation of caretaker government and structure and its jurisdiction came up for discussion in the meeting, he said, adding that there is no disagreement among the political parties regarding reinstating the caretaker government system. Later, leaders of different political parties, including BNP, Jamaat, NCP, Gano Adhikar Porishad, Gano Shanghoti, CPB, Biplobi Workers Party and AB Party also spoke. The foundational period of New Bangladesh is the days of June, July and August of the last year. This defining moment, which changed the course of Bangladesh's political landscape, has made a place in people's hearts as 36th of July. This glorious day is marked by immense sacrifice and unparalleled courage, hold immense significance for the people of this land. On this day in 2024, the momentum of the quota reform movement spread beyond the campus of Dhaka University. A previously announced mass protest march turned into a wave of demonstrations. A large protest rally began in front of the Central Library and paraded through Nilkhet Science Laboratory and Bata Signal intersection before ending at Shahbag. Agitated students blocked the Shahbag intersection for an hour. There was also a blockade in Old Dhaka. Students of Jagannath University staged a protest by occupying the road in front of the university main gate. In the afternoon, students from Jahangirnagar University blocked the Dhaka-Aricha highway for 20 minutes. They also announced a 2-hour sit-in program on the same highway for the coming days. Meanwhile, students of Borishal University blocked the Borishal-Kuakata road for an hour. From all these gatherings, students issued warnings that tougher programs would be launched if their demands were not met. In the early stages of the movement, students did not expect the government to be so hostile to their demands. Starting from early July, a strong network among students across the country began to form. Under a centralized plan, protest continued. Due to the anti-discrimination student movement strike, academic activities at all universities across the country came to a standstill that day. 21 journalists across the country have been honored with the SME Foundation ERF Media Award 2025. They were awarded in recognition of their significant contribution in highlighting the progress of small and medium enterprises (SMEs). The award ceremony was held this morning at the Economic Reporters Forum ERF Auditorium in the capital. Chief guest of the event was Finance Advisor Dr. has recommended Bangladesh Navy to operate Chittagong Port new mooring container terminal NCT for the next 6 months. He revealed this while exchanging views with journalists after a meeting on Chittagong Port management at the ministry's meeting room in the Bangladesh Secretariat in Dhaka today. The advisor said that the Chittagong Port Authority was given the authority to operate the Chittagong Port NCT in the Advisory Council meeting yesterday, mentioning that the Chittagong Port Authority will appoint an operator to operate the NCT terminal. He said the government is considering it appropriate to assign the responsibility to the Bangladesh Navy to operate the NCT for the next 6 months. However, in this case, there will be no harm of jobs for those working there, he said, adding, if necessary, Bangladesh Navy can also take cooperation from those who have previously operated the terminal, stating that the responsibility of operating the port will not be entrusted to a foreign company by sacrificing the country's interest. The advisor said no agreement has been signed with any foreign company regarding Chittagong Port so far. He assured the countrymen that the current government will never make any anti-national agreement, saying the government is taking timely steps to improve the living standards of the people in the interest of the overall development of the country. Agriculture and Home Affairs Advisor, retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhary, has said that future projects will be undertaken with priority given to farmers. He made the remarks while briefing journalists today following a meeting held at the conference room of the Bangladesh Agricultural Research Council in the capital. The meeting focused on evaluating the overall progress of projects under the Ministry of Agriculture. The advisor stated that efforts to curb corruption in the projects are ongoing and will continue. Earlier, senior officials from the Ministry of Agriculture, the Department of Agricultural Extension and the Agricultural Research Council, among other departments, were present at the meeting. During the meeting, the agriculture advisor noted that excessive use of fertilizers is reducing the fertility of agricultural land. He instructed concerned authorities to raise greater awareness among farmers to reduce fertilizer usage. The International Crimes Tribunal too has taken into cognizance of the murder incident on August 5 at Ashulia and the formal accusation of burning 6 bodies during the July-August mass uprising. The tribunal, headed by the International Crimes Tribunal 2 Chairman Justice the other judges of Tribunal 2 are retired District and Sessions Judge Muhammad Munjirul Bashid and District and Sessions Judge Nur Muhammad Shehryar Kabir. During the hearing, prosecutors Mijanul Islam and Ghazi M.H. Tamim presented a detailed account of the formal charges, including former MP Saiful Islam for murder and crimes against humanity in the tribunal. In the case of burning 6 bodies in Ashulia, 7 out of 8 people arrested so far have been produced at the tribunal. Earlier on June 19, the prosecution received the probe report. Later, briefing newsman prosecutor Ghazi M.H. Tamim informed that taking the complaint into cognizance, the tribunal issued arrest warrant against absconding 8 people. He further said that the International Crimes Tribunal 2 has fixed July 13 for next hearing of the case. BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman has said the party does not agree with some of the reform proposals. However, the party has made many concessions to strengthen democracy. As a big party, the responsibility of BNP is more, he added. Joining virtually, Tariq Rahman was addressing the triennial conference of Potuakhali district BNP today. He further said that the government is discussing with the political parties including BNP, over reform proposal. Every party has their own ideals and objectives. Some media are saying that BNP are not accepting reforms, but the truth is that the party has made concessions on reform issue, Tariq Rahman added. He said that democracy means that there will be difference of opinion even if the majority does not agree. It should respect the opinions of other political parties. There must be tolerance for democracy, Tariq Rahman also pointed out. From January 1 to June 30 of this year, the Election Commission has corrected a total of 9,07,662 national identity cards. This effort was a part of a special crash program initiated by the Election Commission to address NID corrections, which concluded on June 30, 2025. The information was disclosed today during a press briefing at Election Commission by the Commission's Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed, Director General of the NID Wing ASM Humayun Kabir was also present at the briefing. The EC Secretary stated that when the crash program began on January 1, the number of pending correction applications stood at 3,78,836. During the course of the program, an additional 6,05,520 new applications were submitted. This brought the total number of applications received by June to 9,84,356. Of this, 9,07,662 applications were successfully resolved. Currently, 76,694 applications remain pending. He added that these remaining applications will also be resolved in due course. The Senior Secretary of the Election Commission remarked that such unprecedented progress has been possible only because of EC officials gave special attention and effort to the crash program for NID corrections. Japan will work as a key partner to strengthen Bangladesh's efforts to hold a free, fair and inclusive national election. To this end, the government of Japan and the United Nations Development Programme UNDP today signed an agreement to fund the Election Commission's The Ballot Project. The agreement was signed at the Election Commission Secretariat by Japan's ambassador to Bangladesh, Saida Shinichi, and UNDP Bangladesh's President Representative Stefan Lela. Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin and Hideo Ishizuki, Director General of the International Cooperation Bureau of Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, were also present at the signing ceremony. Under the agreement, Japan will provide a grant of 695 million Japanese yen, approximately $4.8 million to enhance the institutional, technical and operational capacities of the Bangladesh Election Commission. Welcoming Japan's support, Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin said that this agreement will strengthen the Election Commission's activities and help organize elections that uphold public trust and democratic values. Moving on to international news. Israeli forces have killed at least 109 Palestinians in attacks across the Gaza Strip, including 28 who were shot while waiting for food parcels at the US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation (GHF) sites. They are the latest victims in a wave of daily killings at the sites, which have killed nearly 600 Palestinians since GHF took over limited aid deliveries in Gaza in late May amid a crippling Israeli blockade. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump claimed that Israel had agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize a 60-day ceasefire. Trump wrote on his Truth Social site on Tuesday that the US would work with all parties to end the war on Gaza during the ceasefire and called on Hamas to agree to the deal. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 56,647 people and wounded 134,105. The United States Senate has passed a sweeping tax bill championed by President Donald Trump, sending the controversial legislation to the House of Representatives for what could be a final vote. Lawmakers passed the bill by a 51-50 vote in the Republican-controlled chamber on Tuesday after Vice President J.D. Vance broke the tie. The successful vote ended what was a marathon 27 hours of debate in the upper chamber. 3 Republicans joined with Democrats to vote against the bill, which would enshrine many of Trump's signature policies, including his 2017 tax cuts, reductions for social safety net programs, and increased spending on border enforcement and deportations. Moving on to news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light to moderate rain or thunder showers accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at many places over Khulna, Borishal and Chattogram divisions, and at a few places over Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka, Mymensingh and Sylhet divisions. Besides, moderately heavy to heavy falls is likely to occur at places over the country. Night and day temperature may fall slightly over the country. Country's highest temperature was recorded 34. Bangladesh beat host Myanmar by 2-1 goals to secure a ticket in the AFC Women's Asia Cup bid to be held at Australia next. The other 2 teams of Group C of the qualifiers playing a 2-2 draw. Bangladesh were ensured a ticket in the final round. Bangladesh took the lead in the 18th minute with forward Rituparna scoring from free kick. After her free kick rebounded off the wall, Shamsun Nahar hit the far post net with a cracking left footer. Bangladesh was fortunate not to concede a goal in the 42nd minute when Myanmar defender Junia used 20-yarder hit the cross post and no headway failed to push the rebound into the net. However, Bangladesh sealed the fate of the match when Rituparna added her second in the 71st minute. After a solo effort, her precise chip beat Myanmar goalie in the air and landed into the net. Myanmar pulled one back in the 89th minute through win-win, but Bangladesh cruised to the victory with a teamwork-based performance. Bangladesh lost to Sri Lanka by 77 runs in the first ODI of 3-match series in Colombo. Winning the toss, Sri Lanka batted first and scored 244 runs for all in 49 overs, 2 balls. Charith Asalanka scored 106 runs for the team. Taskin Ahmed bagged 4 wickets while Tanzim Hassan Shakib took 3 for Bangladesh. In reply, Bangladesh were all out for 167 runs in 35 overs, 5 balls. Tanzid Hassan Tamim scored 62 while Zakir Ali Onik scored 51. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. UNESCO representative to Bangladesh, Susan Weiss, calls on Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. Professor Yunus urges UN to establish effective system against disinformation. August 5 to be observed as July Martyrs Uprising Day, while 16th of August as July Martyrs Day, circular issued. ICT sentences deposed former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to 6 months in prison for contempt of court. July Charter can be formed by middle of this month if all remain sincere, says National Consensus Commission Vice Chairman Dr. Ali Riaz. No party has objection to reintroduce caretaker government. Election Commission has corrected national identity card of 9,07,662 citizens during January 1 to 30th June period, says EC Secretary. More than 100 Palestinians were killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza. Trump says Israel have agreed to ceasefire, urges Hamas to accept ceasefire. And Bangladesh qualifies for the AFC Women Asia Cup next year, beating host Myanmar 2-1 in Yangon. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, and we invite you all to watch our next Bangla news at 11 p.m. Until then, Allah Hafiz.